I'm sitting there in a nice red sweats watching the action. He's got a good team and he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
So one more basket to go, and there it is. Jordan Rook, and that's going to do it. 79-53. All Conrad after that little run by Staney's halfway through the third quarter. They're good. They're really good.
I mean, how do you defend a team that can literally shoot from any spot on the floor? And it's not just one player. They got four.
And then we saw their sub, Aaron Rannigan, came in and could play some great defense and then hit a three-pointer there in the fourth quarter. So she can score, add a little scoring, but she's there for her defense. Fayetteville had 8 or 9 steals.
Yeah.
She gave St. E's fits all night, and I'm telling you, that's what the Conrad does. They might not be the deepest team, but they're so talented, and they play good offense and defense. They can frustrate teams.
Yeah, that's really the similarities between Sanford and Conrad are pretty good. All the starters can score. Neither team has a real deep bench, especially Conrad. They go to Aaron Rannigan. It's really about as deep as they go. You look at a team like Caravel, they have a lot more than St. E's. There's more players. They'll go deeper into the lineup. But it's hard to beat the starting lineups from Conrad and Sanford. And that is depending on where they end up in seedings, that's a very real possibility for Saturday or Friday, March 8th. So it should be a good one. We still have a lot of basketball between now and then. You never know what's going to happen.
Let me ask you guys this. Is the difference between Conrad and the third team in the state, St. E's, that drastic, or did St. E's run into a buzzsaw?
I think St. E's ran into the buzzsaw.
Okay.
They play with them early, but Conrad just was hitting everything, and they played a great defense. St. Elizabeth does not normally turn the ball over. They struggled in the first half. They turned the ball over a lot. They cleaned it up a little in the second half, but by that time, now you're in catch-up mode. They were down 12 at halftime. They got it, like Mike said, they got it back to 6, and then it was, Conrad said, that's it. And they, put the foot on the gas and got rid of them.
Just so we're clear what we're dealing with here. Of the 10 starters on that floor, one senior.
Wow.
One senior. Jordan Rook from Conrad is going to be playing Division III basketball next year. Everybody else, junior or
sophomore. Yeah. Wow, unbelievable. So, how about that, Nick? There we have a recap there. Conrad looking pretty darn good. We're going to take a commercial break, our first of the show. When we come back, Caravel boys basketball team will be joining us after this.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you. For all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you. For all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you. For all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
And welcome back inside 302 Sports Weekly. We're live from our Christiana location here at Buffalo Wild Wings. And now we are privileged to be joined by the 15-5 Caravel Buccaneers basketball team. Guys, thanks for joining us. We have Kai Tabanyan, Brandon Sempejon, JJ Nasudi, and Justin Owens, and of course, Coach Mark Tobin. Thanks, guys, for joining us here tonight.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate being out.
Absolutely. And Coach, your team has played a tough schedule so far, not only with in-state teams in the top 10, but with out-of-state teams as well. How does that help prepare your team for the state tournament?
Well, playing those tough games obviously prepares us to get these hard-fought games when it comes to tournament time. You know, you need to play those games prepared, because one loss and you're done. So these tough games prepare us mentally, make sure under stress that we can prepare. You know, is that kind of that clear mind, full hearts can win. So we got to keep that going when it comes to these tough games.
Now, fellas, you guys played, a lot of good teams, as Coach just said, and you had tough losses against St. George's, 2 teams out of state from Maryland, big wins against St. Mark's and St. Elizabeth specifically. Is there one game that you guys can point to that has kind of been a turning point for you guys, or a lesson that was learned, especially coming into tournament time? Brandon, we'll start with you.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, the St. George's game, that was like our first loss of the season. So that realized we have to do better on the offensive side and defensive side. And then the main one was Middletown. Losing that game, we didn't have Kevin, but we were on a win streak there. But you get a loss before a tournament, it's not always a bad thing, because it makes you realize there's more to stuff that you have to work on before the tournament.
Absolutely.
And this one for all the players here. How is it to play for a coach like Coach Tobin, who's had such success in the past and being able to get to the tournament and advance every year, year in and year out? What is it like to play for a coach like that? We can start with you guys in the back. Justin, you want to start?
I think it's kind of fun. I enjoy playing for Coach Tobin a lot, especially my 3 years here. So, yeah.
I've been playing with Coach Tobin since middle school, and it's always been fun. He's a good coach. We practice well. We practice the right things, and we learn each game to get better. And
yeah. He's been close to me for 5 years now, but he helps push us and get us ready for game time situations and stuff like that, and just get us mentally prepared for the game. So that helps out a lot.
You want me to go?
That's yeah, man.
Yeah, Tobin's been coaching me since I was in 6th grade, and it's more than off the court that he's taught us. He taught us more off the court too. So it's more than just basketball.
Now, Coach, obviously, you asked them, how their situation is with it. You've coached these guys for a while now. You've had it as a group, the camaraderie, you guys play together. How is it as a coach? How much easier is it, especially as these guys get older now?
Well, I think when we go into tough games, when we call sets and stuff, they've been running it for a long time. Mm-hmm. And under stress, that makes it a lot easier when you've been doing it for a long time. And another thing is with these guys, they're all competitors. They hate to lose. Mm-hmm. So they're like me. So we have that same mentality. We go in a game. We don't, we want to win. And that means a lot to us. And I think we work so hard because when they get on court, they give everything. Rarely does any of these kids walk out with anything in the tank. Mm-hmm. I'll pick on Brandon. I always make fun of him, or Al Iverson in practice. You know, he's like, practice. You know, but when he gets on the court, it's all business. He's never played with, he puts everything on the court. But in practice, sometimes he's like, Coach, you know, let's run this Larry Brown drill all the time instead of running sprints. So it is funny because we've been together for so long, but we're also comfortable with one another. We can say things to one another, and you're not going to be hurt or upset about it. You're going to respect it, and you're going to learn from it. And I think that's the key here. I think, you know, I respect all these seniors. You know, they give everything. They show up to everything. Anytime the gym's open,
Wait. No, that'd be moving. That doesn't click. You can't click it. Yeah, you can.
2 in a row now for Nova Station.
Nah, but that's on
Bro, this dude.
Monday Night Raw.
What's this?
Philadelphia. Yeah, man. Now, JJ, with the tournament time right around the corner, you guys have been hot coming into it. 9 of your last 10 you've won. How important is winning, you know, getting in on a winning streak? Because we've seen in years past the hot team can make a run in a tournament. How important is it for you guys to be playing your best basketball at this point in the year?
I think it's really important. We had a couple of tough losses early in the year, but at the end we really picked things up, and we're staying focused and making sure we win each game. And going into the tournament, we're just going to keep doing the same thing, so it's nothing new. We're just playing good right now, and we're going to keep playing well throughout the tournament, take it game by game.
And now I just want to question, I told you I was going to ask you this, each player, I know you guys like to listen to some warm-ups, you guys have some music blasting in that Caravel gym, but if you had to pick one song before you head out for your first state tournament game, what song you listen to? What do you got bumping in your headphones?
Probably Drake and Meek Mill, Going Bad.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. That's proof.
I'll probably go with Intro by Meek Mill.
All right.
That's good.
I don't really listen to music.
Oh, see, that's the kind of answer we're looking for, something out of the box. What gets you going then?
Inspirational speech, what you got?
I just listen to the music that they put on.
Okay, all right.
So you can do anything at that.
Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, well,
no
Coach.
No uproar.
What about you, Coach? What you got?
Uproar from Little Cav, you know.
Little Cav? All right. Whatever it is. There it is, man.
Gets the juice.
All right. Hey, Coach, Friday the brackets are being revealed. We're actually going to have that live here on 302 Sports. You guys can check it out. A little bit of a selection show.
Yeah.
Will you guys be watching?
We will. Yeah, we're excited.
Absolutely.
We're excited.
That's good.
Yeah, we'll have it all on because I think it is.
We watched at the school last year.
Yeah, we watched it live last year. We'll watch it again this year.
Good stuff. And now you guys are projected, obviously, not everything's completely played out yet, to get a top 8 seed, which of course means a bye.
Yes.
How important is that for you as a coach and as a team in general to get that bye and know who you're playing in advance?
Well, I'll tell you, 2 years ago, we were a 19 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And playing all those games was a lot of work, you know. Getting that one game off is great. We get to watch, we get to prepare, and we don't have to go through the wear and tear. You know, that one game does mean a lot, I think.
Absolutely.
And how about you guys? You guys prefer first round bye? You guys like that playing more games makes you more into it?
Yeah. The first round bye is definitely a good thing because anything can happen in the tournament, and being knowing that you could watch that team right before the tournament because it's only a couple of days before you play them. It's really helpful because you can scout them, and they don't have much time to scout you. We haven't played since the regular season ended, so it's huge, especially when quarterfinals were at the Bob. It was one game win, you were going to the Bob, so that mentality was.
Absolutely. So the last question for you guys, and each of you can answer. Obviously, you guys have now made it to the Bob Carpenter Center the last 2 years in championship game semifinals. As a player, what is it like playing on that court? I was there before. I kind of get an idea, but for those people that aren't, that haven't experienced it before, what is it like getting ready to suit up at the University of Delaware in a state playoff game?
It's obviously a different feeling, especially since everyone's watching. There's only one game going on. That's the main focus of the game. So a lot of the way I play is a lot of it's adrenaline. And like when I'm playing in like a big stage like that, it helps me a lot because adrenaline is the main factor in my play.
It's a little different because like the court is longer, so you get a little more fatigued. And also I think like the crowd plays our student section plays like a main part of it. Like I like to feed off the crowd and their energy, so that helps me.
Yeah, like Kai said, it's longer, so it's a lot different than playing on a regular high school court. And also the crowd is always a lot more than you see at a high school game, so it's a lot more energy in the stadium. It's just a lot bigger scene.
It makes you more nervous seeing all the people there, but like obviously you're gonna get like pumped up and everything because you're at the Bob and like anything can happen.
Absolutely. So.
And that'll do it here. Again, a special thanks to Caravel, 15-5, getting the regular season. Congratulations on a great regular season. And now we're just waiting to see where you guys will be seated on Friday. So again, thanks for joining us here tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having us. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thanks, guys.
And then when we come back, we're going to change over to the girls' side of things. We'll talk girls basketball right here live on 302 Sports.
Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian's Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image, open for business.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in detail makes them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Welcome back into 302 Sports Weekly, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us here. We're live at the Buffalo Wild Wings Christiana location. Pat Grianis, Nick Alessandrini. We're joined back now by Mike Lang and Jason Winchell. And fellas, we're going to dive into some girls hoops right now. And as the season's coming to an end, obviously Friday we have the big reveal show. You can see it right here on 302 Sports. We'll let you know on a time specifically. The season ends tomorrow, and Jay, what have been some of the highlights for, or Mike and Jay, both you guys? What have been some of the highlights on the year for girls basketball? Some of the storylines that really jumped out to you.
Well, to me, one of them has got to be Woodbridge. I mean, they're sitting 20-0. I got to see them play against Padua. They are for real. Their record indicates that. Me and Mike will get to see them again against Cape Henlopen on Friday night. But they've been a surprise story in a good way. Cape Henlopen, 17-3, another one. And then you have your top teams that have played like top teams in Conrad and Sanford, both undefeated in the state. They might have 4 and 5 losses on their schedule, but they haven't dropped anything in state. So to me, that's been some of the highlights of this year. Plus, a lot of good conference games this year that we got to see.
Mike?
I think one thing that really jumped out at me, and it's something I've been thinking about all season, is just the amount of young talent that I've been able to see this year. A lot of freshmen and a fair number of 8th graders who've really made an impact. Maybe on some teams that we don't always talk about, but I've seen a lot of teams, a lot of games, and there are some girls out there playing that are going to be household names in Delaware. They're going to be players we're going to be talking about, like we talked about the Conrad players and the Caravel players. These girls that I've been able to see this year, just some outstanding talent out there, and it's going to be a lot of fun to be keeping an eye on these girls over the next 3, in some cases 4 seasons.
And it was a fantastic regular season. Now we have 2 Conference Championship games coming up this weekend. First, on Friday night, Woodbridge will face Cape Henlopen. That game's scheduled for 6 p.m. at Dover. And then on Saturday, Howard will face off against Hodson at St. Mark's. The time hasn't been posted yet, but we're thinking around 1 o'clock, where you can check our website out for further details. When we get a time, we'll let you know. But first, guys, we'll start with the Henlopen Championship game. Undefeated Woodbridge going against a very balanced Cape Henlopen team. They finished the regular season 17-3. Jay, we'll start with you. What are you kind of expecting to see in that game?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a knockout, drag-out fight between these 2 teams. I think both want to start, even though the game is for the Henlopen Championship, I think they want bragging rights for that Henlopen conference title. 2 very good teams. Like you said, Cape's really balanced. Abby Hearn has come in this year and has really let us spark that team. New coach, 17-3, great record. And then Woodbridge, undefeated and against a quality schedule. I'll get to it a little bit later, but I think they have a chance to get a top 2 seed in this year's tournament because of their strength of schedule and that 20-0 record. So I just can't wait. It's going to be electric at Dover on Friday night.
Absolutely, and the Blue Hat final or championship game is a rematch of a game that was played on December 11th, Mike, in a game between Hodson and Howard. What does Howard have to do to slow down Hodson? Because in that previous game, we saw Hodson win 50-47.
Well, the key to beating Hodson is, you would think, would be control Kayla Braxton Young. She's an all-state player. I saw Howard several times. I saw Hodson against St. Elizabeth, and she scored 29 points. And St. E's trailed almost the entire game. They did win at the end. Yeah. But if you want to beat Hodson, you really have to keep her in check. And I think Howard has some of the players that can do that. They have 3 really good starters, led by Ronasia Blatch-Huggins. They also have Nylia Wright and Jamel Hollis. Those 3 have had a fantastic year. And when you think Howard, you think Blatch-Huggins all the time. But I'll tell you what, Nylia Wright is a fantastic player, and so is Jamel Hollis. Hollis is their point guard. She really controls things up and down the court. But for Hodgson, it really is Braxton Young. She's the key for that team, no doubt. They have some good complementary players, but it's really Braxton Young. And then Howard Relic is they've got a range of players that really can do some things. Nobody scores as much as Braxton Young, but those 3 starters that I mentioned, they really have to keep an eye on them. And that should be a fun one. The first one was a real close game. Hodgson won by, I think, 3 points. And one of the few losses for either team. Howard lost, 4 games all year. So.
And before we get started with Winchell's way too early talk, well, I guess right now it's just Winchell's early talk. Yeah. We're almost there now. Yeah. So, I mean, you've been in that bunker all season long, Jay. It's good to see you. Starting to see you a little bit, more and more now. With the bracket show, again, reminder, will be Friday here at Buffalo Wild Wings. As soon as the committee is done meeting, we're looking for, I believe, around 1 o'clock. We'll keep you updated with times. But remember, if your team and you're watching at school and you want to share your reactions, make sure you send a video or tag us on our social media, and we'll try to see if we can get you up and running here on the broadcast as well. And with that, we're going to roll right into Winchell's Guesses Team Seeds. Pat, another little bit of a new segment here, Bracketology.
How about this? Absolutely. Not way too early now. Like you said, it's like Groundhog's Day. It's right around the corner. We're gonna throw some teams out at you, Jay.
Yep.
And we want to know where you see it, because from what we've heard, you have some seedings laid out prematurely, obviously, but you have potential seedings for some of these teams, and we're going to throw a couple out at you. I'll start off here. How about the team we just broke down a little bit to start off the show, the defending state champions, the Conrad Red Wolves?
Yeah. Going into this week, I had Conrad as the 5 seed.
What?
But
wow.
Guess what? Since then, they've got a 4-point win against St. Elizabeth and another 4-point win against St. Thomas More. So I can see them going all the way up to number 2, if not possibly 1, because that's 8 points in 2 games. So we're going to take a jump up there. It wouldn't surprise me if they're one of those top 2 seeds come Friday.
Holy smokes. And now, Mike, go to the team that they played last week. You just did the recap. St. E's. They had a good year. Took a tough loss there to Conrad. Obviously not their best performance. After that loss, where do you see them maybe ending up come toward?
I think they're going to hang on to that number 1 seed. They're going to be the big dog heading into the tournament. Pat's happy about that. I don't know if that's something to be real happy about. That means you're looking at a quarterfinal matchup with a really good team like a Howard or a Hodgson or a Caravel. Might be facing them in the quarters. But I think St. E's, talking to Coach Cooney, I think they have enough to hang on to that top seed, even with Conrad's 2 big wins.
Now, Jay, one thing that's kind of been dominant in girls hoops is the upper part of the state. There hasn't really been a challenger from the bottom part of the state. However, there's potentially a few teams you could throw up there. We'll pick one right here. What about Woodbridge? They're a team that's had themselves quite a good season this year, Jay. Where would they lie right now in the seeding line?
Well, as of Friday, there were 2, and they were only 0.03 of a point behind St. Elizabeth.
Wow.
Since then, they picked up more points than St. Elizabeth. So they have a chance to grab that top seed. So it'll be interesting. They have to wait till tomorrow because some of the teams that they play are going to be close to that double bonus point range, and they could add some more points to them. Same thing with St. Elizabeth. They're waiting on a few results to see if they can get some points bumped up. So it's going to be interesting between those 3 teams. Woodbridge, Conrad, St. Elizabeth all have a chance to get a top seed.
And then, Mike, another team that we've mentioned a few times, you've mentioned it a few times, and maybe everyone else out there doesn't know too much about. St. Thomas More having a pretty good season. Where could they end up as a seed? What seed maybe are they looking at come next couple weeks?
I think where Jason has them as a preliminary is about right 4 or 5. They're going to be right in that range. Thomas More, they didn't win either of these. They finished up with Conrad and Sanford and then Conrad. That's a tough way to finish up. Another team with outstanding starters and really not much of a bench to work with. So foul trouble is always a concern for Thomas More. Injuries, well, one injury can knock them out, but they're going to be in the top 4 or 5 range, and they'll give some teams fits during the tournament like they did. They got to the semifinals last year. So you never know with the Ravens how they're gonna do. They got some talent down there.
You know, Jay, a team that you talked about throughout the season a few times, and Mike, you as well, you've gone and seen them a lot. You like to say that they got them early games. I get over there, I can really check them out. Wilmington Charter, where do they lie right now for you, Jay, along the seed line?
Yeah, they're going to be down fighting for one of those last few spots.
Mm-hmm.
I currently have them at 22, tied with Archmer, and Archmer has the head-to-head with them.
Mm-hmm.
So Archmer's got that 21 spot right now. Again, this was as of Friday, so they beat a Tower Hill yesterday, so they're going to get some points for that. But I see them right down there, probably somewhere between 20 and 24.
Okay.
And then, Mike, a team that we've seen at the Bob a couple years. I mean, they're very successful year in and year out, but this year struggled a little bit. We got to see them at the Sixers Fieldhouse last week. Ursuline. Ursuline, very successful year in and year out. This year, though, struggled a little bit. Where are they going to be at next week?
They're going to be playing, and they're probably going to be on the road to start, which is an unusual spot.
Wow, yeah.
For Johnny Noonan and the girls. But, hey, this is a team that's their final game against Gloucester Catholic will not be played, so it looks like they're going to finish up, I think, at 7-10, I believe. Or not 7-10, 8-10, I think is what their final record is. So they're just under that 500 mark. And this is a team that's playoff tested. And did they make it to the semis again? That's kind of a tough order, but I can see them in the quarters. They could pull off an upset and get to the quarterfinals.
How about that? That's shocking to see Ursuline down that far. However, you never know with that team, just like you said, Mike. All right, Jay, what about a team potentially on the bubble? Maybe. We'll see what happens. How about the Pandas of Padua, right? At the beginning of the season, we thought maybe they would be someone that could sneak up and have themselves a year. Where do you think they're going to end up at?
As of last Friday, I had them out. They played St. Elizabeth's on Tuesday since then. They lost, but they did pick up 2 points because St. Elizabeth has over 7-0-1 record. I would have really, I'm sure they would have really enjoyed the win and probably not have to sweat as much. But right now, I have them outside looking in. I have them down somewhere in that 25, 26, possibly 27 range. So I just don't see that. I don't think they're going to be in. But
And Mike, this might just be wishful thinking here for me. But I'm looking at the St. Mark Spartans team, and we had a chance to play Ursuline at the 76ers Fieldhouse. Struggled a little bit this year. What are the odds? Is there a chance that they can somehow get in?
Yeah, I wouldn't be heading over to Delaware Park anytime soon, Nick. Just not enough wins for the Spartans. And look, a lot of kids that I like on that team, and they play hard. They just didn't get enough wins and enough bonus points to make it. But Coach Phil got them heading in the right direction, I think. So I think the Spartans back. Maybe next year we'll see the green and gold back in there.
There you have it. So Jason, Mike have spoken.
I guess that's the final word, huh?
Absolutely. Some teams in. We'll see how it lays out. We'll find out on Friday once again with you guys right here on 302 Sports. You're going to hear it here first. And we'll see how it shakes out. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and talk a little boys hoops now, a little bit of a transition right after the break.
Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image you envision, we create. Helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his...
And welcome back, 302 Sports Weekly. Here we are live from our Buffalo Wild Wings Christiana location. We just finished up talking girls hoops. Now we're going to talk some men's basketball hoops here in the state of Delaware. We talked about our conference champions last week. And guys, the regular season again ends tomorrow for boys hoops here in the state of Delaware. What are some things that impressed you overall just from this season in general? Jay, we'll start with you.
To me, it's been watching the play of some of these other teams that you might not have known much before the season starts. Cesar Rodney's having a good year. Dover, no one would expect them to go 20-0 this year.
Yeah, impressive.
You know, that's very impressive. You saw teams like St. Mark's, who we saw graduate a few players. We thought they would probably be middle of the pack. They ended up with 15 wins, so that's impressive. Dick Santa doing a great job. And how about William Penn? They were 3-6. 3-6 at one point. Finished the season 12-8 with the win over Smyrna the other day. Wow. They won 9, like Caravel, they won 9 of their last 10, with their only loss being a 2-point loss to a 14-win Sussex Tech team. Mm-hmm. So Stephen Christensen, we always say he's a great coach.
He is.
He found a way to get that team rebounded well, and I see them having their first round home game. So, I mean, that's something that really impressed me, how they turned that season around down there at William Penn.
Mike, what's kind of excited you about this season?
Well, I'm I like watching as many teams as possible, but I'm going to go with one of the obvious ones. It's Sanford Warriors, unbelievable. Just a chance to see them play. That's a high wire act every single night they go out with all the talent that they have, and obviously they have height, they have outside shooting, they got the coaching, they got everything to end their whole 2-year drought of without a state championship. But not just Sanford. How about that entire independent conference on the boys' side? Friends with Tim Farley's had a great year. Tower Hill had an outstanding year. They've led by Ricky Deadwild. If you haven't seen them play, they play tomorrow against Christiana at 5:30 over at the Carpenter Fieldhouse. You get a chance to see Tower Hill, and a pretty good Christiana team, by the way. St. Andrews 15-5 on the boys' side, and Tatnall's under 500, but they have some impressive wins there. It's just a good year for the independent conference. They get picked on sometimes in football, but they always end up with really good basketball teams. Actually, they have some pretty good football teams too. But the independents have had a great season, and I think they're going to be well represented in the tournament.
Well, you talked about some of the conferences, Nick. You alluded to it as well. You look at some of the winners. The Flight A champion in the Blue Hen, St. George's. Flight B in the Blue Hen was AI. The Diamond State Conference was won by Newark Charter. Henlopen North won by the undefeated Dover Senators. Henlopen South goes to Lake Forest. And that tough independent conference, of course, with Sanford winning that. This weekend we have 2 conference championship games here, Jay. Right here on 302 Sports. Friday night, Lake Forest will be playing Dover for the Henlopen Championship. That'll be around 8 o'clock tip-off. And then Saturday, St. George's facing AI in that Blue Hen Championship game. Time hasn't been posted yet. It might be around 4 o'clock, but check on our website for details. Let's start with the Blue Hen one, believe it or not. We'll switch it up and start with the Blue Hen one, Jay. AI and St. George's. Obviously, this game doesn't affect playoff seeding. It's more for bragging rights. Can AI step up to the challenge, kind of slow down Bones and the St. George's offense?
Yes, they can. They did a fantastic job against Cesar Rodney, ranked 3rd in the state yesterday, taking them to overtime before finally falling. But AI has played a lot of tough teams. They have a lot of quality wins. And they won that Flight B that has Mount Pleasant and Glasgow, 2 very teams ranked in the top 5, and AI DuPont won the conference. So that tells you that they're a very talented team, and I think they can find a way playing against a Glasgow team that has a Mark Bradshaw, playing against a Mount team that had Ali. They played against the superstars. I think they can find a way to slow Bones down and try and make someone else beat them, what St. George's can with their weapons.
And then, Mike, we turn our focus to the Henlopen Championship game. Dover, 20-0 undefeated, taking on a team maybe not as popular. Lake Forest was a pretty good team as well.
Yeah.
But that Dover, they're going to be at home for that game, and we know how that Dover gym can get. What type of home court advantage does that allow Dover to have?
Well, obviously they're familiar with the rims and it's a big gym with the depth and the crowd, so it should be an advantage for Dover. Lake's kind of been under the radar all year. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know a whole bunch about Lake Forest because I really don't. But Dover, obviously, everything revolves around Eden Davis, and he scored his 1,000th point recently, I think just last week. So they're going to have to find a way to control Davis, and he's not the entire team. It should be a good game. Lake's they got their work cut out for them, having to get. It's not a very far trip. That's one advantage maybe for Lake, is their fans can make a 15-20 minute drive up from Felton to Dover and at least fill part of that gym with the Lake Forest blue instead of the Dover blue. So we'll see how it goes. But that's tough order. They're 20-0 for a reason, the Senators.
All right, so let's dive right into Winchell's not so way too early playoff
qualifiers there, Pat.
Yeah, playoff predictions here. The same as the girls. We're going to do it with the boys now, and I'll start you off the same way I started with the girls. The defending state champions, St. Elizabeth, right? They kind of had an up and down season, very similar to last year. Where do they fall right now on the seed line?
It was funny because we had them on the bubble for a while.
Yeah.
They've come on strong, so strong that I see them having a first-round home playoff game. I have them somewhere in the 15-16 seed range.
Okay.
They're tied with Tower Hill and Lake Forest right now. in Index. So I think they will have a first-round home game on Tuesday night.
How about that?
And then, Mike, I'm going to give you one, not necessarily a team, but two teams. I'm going to ask you, who do you see maybe getting the top seeds? We know there are two teams everyone's looking at. Dover, undefeated. I mean, Sanford, fantastic. We talked about them already today. Which team out of those two do you see maybe grabbing that top seed next week?
Despite the undefeated record for Dover, I think Sanford, based on their strength of schedule, is going. And plus, I think they have 16 wins, so it's not like they have 12 wins. They're up there in wins too. I think Sanford's strength of schedule against some of these teams that they've gone out and played at the Governor's Challenge and Slam Dunk is really going to help them. They played, Pat, you were down there. They played some good teams down there at Lewis, so I think they sneak out of there with the number one seed. And all that really means is they have a bigger target on their back. But I think it's going to be Sanford.
Interesting team here, Jay. All right. Newark Charter, they won the Diamond State Conference. What is it looking like with their playoff chances? Explain why it's such an interesting team to take a look at.
Well, it's funny because right now I have them way down there in points.
Yeah.
Index, like it's sitting at 33rd. And in order to get the automatic bid, you have to be in the top half of the. So if you have 52 teams in there, you'd have to be in the top 26, for example, to be in. So I think that's a team that, depending on some of the results, because they played some teams that are finishing up tomorrow to get them some extra bonus points, and they played later than when my update was and picked up a win. So they have a chance to jump in that top 26, but it's going to take a lot.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting because everyone thinks because they won the conference they got the automatic bid. They do not. There's some qualifiers that they have to hit, and I don't know if they can hit being in that top half of the field.
And then, Mike, I'm going to go to your alma mater here. We had a chance to see them play last week again, the 76ers Fieldhouse. Took a tough loss to a good night for the St. Mark Spartans that night. Where do you see Sally's now? New system this year, scored some more points. Where do you see them ending up?
I think their strength of schedule is going to save them. Things just went south for them at the end of the season. They lost that game to St. Mark's. They lost the next game to Friends, I think, and then they lost again at Sussex Tech. They had a 4-game losing streak. They finally ended the regular season on Tuesday at home against Concord with a win. So that's going to, I think it puts them at 12 wins. So 11 wins, 11-9. So, I mean, Jason's got them in the top 8 still, which tells you how strong their schedule is. Finishing 11-9 and still being up there ahead of some teams with 13 or 14 or even maybe 15 wins. They need to figure some things out pretty quick, or it's going to be a short stay in the playoffs for the Souths.
Now, Jay, Mike kind of talked and alluded to this independent conference having themselves a strong year. Obviously, we talked a little bit about Sanford and Dover, that debate, who's getting the top seed. How many other teams within the independent conference do you have currently sitting in playoff positions?
Well, you got Tower Hill. I have a 14.
Okay.
I have Friends at 23. St. Andrews right there, tied with Middletown at 24. Tatnall was right behind them, and Tatnall picked up a huge win on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be real close. So they have a potential to get 5 of the 6 teams in there. I do think one of those teams, Tatnall, St. Andrews, and Friends, were all right around each other and right on the bubble with about 5 or 6 other teams. So I can see one of those two of those teams possibly falling out. But right now, if you ask me, 5 of them have a chance to get in there.
Wow. And then, Mike, just quickly, team that's flying a little bit under the radar, but again, another very good season. Newark Yellow Jackets. Newark putting together a good year this year. Where do you see them coming in at? I mean, there's a chance they could be in the top 10 maybe?
And they had a tough one against Dover the other day.
Yeah, it didn't really go their way. Newark they have a win over St. George's this year. Highland was hurt, only played a little bit of that game. Newark's got some players. I've seen them. They're good. I can see them getting to the quarterfinals, but I don't know if they have enough to get past the quarters. But I'd say normally if they get to the bob, it won't be the case this year. But unless they make the semifinals, I think Newark can. They get a bye. that they're not in bye position right now, but they could get possibly to the quarters. I just don't know if they have enough to get any farther than that.
Absolutely. And Jay, last one before we wrap it up. Team that, another one that Mike kind of brought up a little bit, and you've been talking about a little bit as well, Christiana. Where does Christiana come in? Will they make the tournament after their pretty impressive season?
I am sitting 21st right now. They play Tower Hill tomorrow in a game that Mike has mentioned. That's a chance, with they win, to pick up 3 points. With they lost, 2 points. So they're going to pick up some points in that game, but they would like to win that one, get a 3-point victory, and with a 3-point win, I think they jump up and are definitely in that tournament. So they were a team that right around had a losing record halfway through the year and really turned it on here in the second half. So that's good job by the Christiana Vikings.
There we have it. How about that one, Nick? So we'll see. Once again, we'll find out on Friday when the brackets are revealed. And you catch that right here on 302 Sports. Like Nick said earlier, around 1 o'clock is what we're expecting. So we'll see exactly what happens. We're going to take a quick commercial break, come back, we'll wrap the show up right here at the Christiana location of Buffalo Wild Wings.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
And welcome back inside 302 Sports Weekly. It's time for everyone's favorite part of the show. We're going to wrap it up with top plays. We got 10 top plays for you, and we're about to get it going right about now. Getting it started with St. E's and Justin Money. He's been on here a few times, Pat. He's living in the top 10. Here you're going to see him go baseline here. Nice camera angle, baseline up and throw it down.
Oh, yeah.
Some athleticism. Justin Money. You know him well, Pat.
Vid cred goes to Mike Lang on that. Here's JJ Nasuti. Watch him rise up here. We had him on the show earlier. Get it out of here, young man. End the flex. End the flex. Weight room.
And then we're going to the girls' side right now. You know her too, Berniah Ward-Mayo, St. E's. You know, she's a highlight reel around the back here in transition. Count the basket there. Berniah Ward-Mayo. She can score and she can pass, Pat.
Showtime. Here's Aaron Ranigan. Conrad ended up getting the win. And this is one of the big-time shots here. Look where she's thinking about it. Yeah, why not? I'll shoot that one from the Defiance Club right across the street. Unreal.
Here he is again, Pat. JJ Nasuti making the top 10 and twice in one outing. Oh, nice move there. Gets a little handoff. He's just going to pull up deep as well. Cash out from deep beyond
and the arrow.
NBA 3.
JJ Redick?
Ooh.
I don't know. Here's a Shad Butcher, the crazy range 3 from Mount Pleasant. And, he's not impressed. Are you not entertained? Pulling that one from 495 and gets the crowd pumped.
And another Caravel Buccaneer. Here he is, Brandon Sempejohn. You know he had to be on here at least once. Here he's doing it. You know what he likes to do in transition. He likes to throw it down.
Oh, man. Is he okay on the fall down?
He looked pretty good tonight. I thought he was going to break the rim off.
All right, number 3. It's Brett Lesher with the steal and throw down. Just give me that one. The pilfer, coast to coast, two-handed. Are you kidding me? Big time dunk from the young man. Sneaky athleticism. We'll see him on the baseball field.
Harry Guy, and check out this Euro step. We talked about Newark Charter a little bit. You just saw them. Here they are again. Little step in, step inside. Nice move right there.
They say that's the step from Europe.
Boom, check it out in slow-mo. Froze the defender there under the basket. One hold it against him.
And here it is, number 1, Famir Ali and Samaj Gaiman, the no-look pass, and 1. Famir, give me that, and 1! The Green Knights are excited for playoff time. Unbelievable. Look at the slow-mo. With the contact, not afraid. Nice bucket there. How about that one? So there you are, your top plays heading into a big-time playoff week next week, and we're excited for it, Nick. There's no doubt about it. So,
Real excited. Don't forget we'll go through it here. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So here we go. Let's do it. Our final thoughts of the evening are, again, next week we won't have a show. We'll have a little bit of a pre-show before some of the playoff games, and of course some other stuff coming up. But Jay, final thought of the night.
Yeah, don't forget to check our website and social media page the next couple of weeks, as we will be busy with the basketball state tournament. Also, next Wednesday, like you said, Pat, we won't have the show because we will be streaming a couple of the girls' first-round games on the NFHS network powered by 302 Sports. Check our website for details on what games we will be at next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Mike, final thought.
Yeah, we've been mentioning the Delaware Sports Writers and Broadcasters Association award winners. The two that we did not mention, Tyler Blades from Sussex Central won the Buddy Herlock Unsung Hero Award.
Great.
He was 5'5", 267. Doctor told him he was going to die. He started running. He's lost over 100 pounds, and he now runs cross country for Sussex Central. And we saw him on Monday at our lunch, and he looks great, and great young man. And our athlete of the year, Dante DiVincenzo, not in town. John and Kathy, his parents, were there to accept the award. Congratulations to Dante. And we hope one day to have him right here on the show with us, but he's in Milwaukee rehabbing from an injury. So congratulations, Dante DiVincenzo.
Absolutely, you heard that, Dante. We're waiting for you, bud. Need you back.
Tough loss for the Cats tonight, though. Also, just a reminder, Friday night and Saturday, we'll be bringing you guys tons of conference championships, 4 to be exact, starting with first Friday night, Woodbridge and Cape Henlopen at the girls' side, 6 p.m. And then Saturday, Howard will face off against Hodson. That game at St. Mark's, we're not looking around 1 o'clock. We're not sure about that time. And then for the men's side of things, Friday night, Lake Forest will be playing Dover. Again, that game at 8 o'clock. And then Saturday, St. George's and AI Blue Hen Championship. We're thinking around 4. Again, you can check our website and social media for updates on those scheduled times.
Absolutely. My final thought of the night is a big congrats to a guy that was taking the field down here in Delaware High School at Cape Henlopen only a year ago. In his college debut, Zach Goloff of Cape Henlopen went 4 for 5, 3 doubles, and 4 RBIs. The 3 doubles contest matched a school record. He is the 30th player in UVA history, pretty storied program there, Nick, to put forth a 3-double game, first since Andy Weber doubled 3 times against GW, April 5th of 2017. Not a bad debut there, Zach. Congratulations.
Very, very really.
And also, you can check out all the news among the other Delaware athletes competing at the collegiate level and in the professional level on our website, 302sports.com. So definitely go out there and check that out, fellas. All right. There we go. Thanks, everybody.
Friday, right here.
Friday, right here. Mike, Jay, Nick, and I will be here. We're going to reveal the brackets for the girls and boys basketball playoffs. You're not going to want to miss that. Keep an eye out for that time. Like I said, we're thinking around 1 o'clock, but check on our YouTube page, check on the website, and we'll get you a solid time there. You're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be a great time. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a great night. It'll be fun. Great.
If you're free around lunchtime and you want to come check it out live, you're more than welcome to do that. Again, if you're at schools watching, send us your reactions on social media, and we'll try to get you on the broadcast as well. So make sure, remember, Friday, 1 o'clock, bracket.
Absolutely. So for Jason Winchell, Mike Lang, Nick Alzadrini, Nick Halliday back there doing everything else, I've been Pat Garianis. Thanks for joining us here for 302 Sports Weekly. We'll see you Friday.